Get him to tell you about his train, how he caught the train when he went.
Your mom can, if you want to know anything about,
when he went and picked up potatoes way up there in Maine.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell me about the depression and catching trains and how all that happened. Well, you had a farm in Arkansas, didn't you?
I started with a farm in Arkansas, and I remember my dad passed away when I was 12 years old, and Buck was in the CC camp, and so my mom, he passed away in March. My mom took me out of school and to finish making the crop, and we had cattle and had a couple of teams, and I plowed the field when I was 13. I helped my mom finish making the crop that year. We was sharecroppers, what it was, sharecropping, and so we made the crop, and Buck stayed in the CC camp, and he got $30 a month, and we moved into town after the crop. We didn't own the place. My dad was buying the place. He just got it's 160 acres, and I think he's only going to give $1,200 for it. And there's a creek or two in it, around a small river on the back of it. It was a good piece of property for then, you know. We moved it. It was really more than we could handle after he died, you know. So we never finished the place. We moved off of it, moved to town. Doing odd jobs and stuff like that to make a living. It was rough.
What year was that?
Huh?
About what year was that going in?
What I was thinking?
Yeah, what year did you guys leave the farm?
Why did we leave it?
No, what year?
Oh, that was 36, I think, or 37.
And did your brother go off to World War II then, after that?
No, he didn't go. He didn't pass or something or other. I don't remember.
Hey!
Yeah.
Got him on camera, huh?
Yeah.
How you doing?
Good, man. Tell me some stories.
That's good. You like to talk.
He's telling me about the farm and all that. So how'd you end up getting out of World War II?
Well, I just said I didn't pass.
Wow.
And I didn't argue with him.
Went down to the draft office and they didn't take you.
They didn't take me. So I wished that them guys, a lot of guys that went Seabees,
Oh, in the Navy?
Yeah. I should have tried that.
you ended up working
Yeah,
in the war effort anyway, because you went to the shipyards, didn't you?
yeah, yeah.
Well, now,
At Oakland,
did,
I worked up here at Oakland on the land.
now you guys had the farm, but now how many more of your dad's brothers had farms right there close? Didn't you have cousins and some uncles? They all had their farms right there together, didn't they?
Yeah, brother, and he had two brothers, and there was there was his two brothers and his sister, and all he had three or four sisters, really. He had his mother and three sisters that lived with my dad's mother,
Yeah.
and
Bless you.
you know, you just,
But they had all their farms right there together, didn't they?
yeah, it was sharecropping.
Sharecropping.
Yeah, sharecropping, what it was, but
But
my
the plan was, when your dad was alive, was to eventually buy those farms, wasn't it?
yeah, he was going to buy that place where we were.
Yeah.
It was 160 acres,
Yeah.
and we was just 2 mile from the river,
Yeah.
and we had cattle, and you could take your cattle. We had one small creek that runs through the
Property?
property, plus the river way on about 2 miles.
About
down
2
there.
miles.
Yeah, we'd take our cattle over there in the spring, and all we'd do was just take a little salt and salt them, and take them and get them in November, and they'd be rolling fat. The range was free range.
Free range down
Yeah.
by the river, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Well, now, your dad, he had the big team of mules, huh?
oh yeah,
That's what you had to have back in them days. If you didn't have it, tractors was a new thing, huh?
well, no, we
Not
didn't.
anybody probably around there had no tractor, huh?
Nobody had a tractor.
But he had the big set of mules,
Had
right?
the big set of mules. Yeah.
How did they end up sharecropping? Was that because they were Native American?
No, that's the way it was done back then before.
It's just nobody had any money to buy.
They didn't have no money.
There just wasn't no money.
Because
But now,
people were given, land back in, maybe 70 years before that. So how did they end up there without any land? Did they migrate from the East Coast, or?
well, probably the families have been sharecropping that.
Well,
See, once your plantation system broke up and your slave system broke up, that's the only way the plantation owners could get people to work the land for them was to sharecrop. And a lot of them sharecropped even before then.
So that's what happened to you.
You know, you come in and you work the land, and you pay the man who owned the land a share of that, to farm that, and live on the land, huh, Dad? Yeah?
yeah.
That's
See-
what sharecropping was.
See that?
If you was poor and didn't have the money, that's the only way you was going to be able to do anything.
Because in some parts, of America, if you're part Native American, you by law weren't allowed to own any land.
Well, probably right up in don't be surprised if in some parts, especially back in that part of the country, up until the civil rights movements and acts of the 60s,
That's not.
if you was a person of any kind of color other than white, you wasn't going to be owning nothing.
And our family is part Native American, and we hid that. So I'm just trying to figure out how that happened.
Well, that's probably why.
And that's probably why our family was economically behind, because we were part Native American, and we got penalized
Well,
for that.
It depends on where you live in.
And
I mean, let me tell you, for that part of the country to have been able to sharecrop on something and provided for your own and had enough on the table, that was tall cotton, buddy. That wasn't up behind. That was the tall cotton. Now, maybe for somebody that was living somewhere else, they might have been rolling fat, so to speak, doing other things. But for people in that part of the country to have been able to have done that and been on the verge of buying that property, that was tall cotton.
Yeah.
There wasn't nothing behind about that. That was
we
ahead.
were doing pretty
Yeah.
good.
That was
Yeah.
doing good.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah. Yeah. See.
Huh, Dad? That was
Yeah.
doing
See
good.
the owner of this property was from Oklahoma. Was in Oklahoma,
Yeah.
up around Tulsa. He was a school teacher, I think it was, and so he got a hold of my dad some way or the other. And my dad, my dad was a good farmer. All right, he's going to buy it. He done made the deal to buy the farm when my dad died, and then that just blew everything up for us, you know. But we don't had to walk probably for from here to this school out here to catch a bus.
Going to school.
To start with, they just had it didn't have no bus. You walked, and they'd have a small school someplace, you know, and then you go to that school to the 8th grade. That's as far as you could go.
But now, so your dad had the big set of mules, so anytime any of them needed a big set of mules for them, they come borrow them from your dad, huh?
Yeah.
And then you tell me once that out of all of them, they all bartered for everything they needed that they couldn't make them or grow themselves. But then you tell me once that every once in a while, if someone had a need for any cash money or hard coin to buy something with, that they'd come get it from your dad because he was about the only one out of the bunch that ever kept any money handy, huh?
Yeah.
So he did pretty good for himself, didn't he?
Yeah. We had a sorghum mill there. We run that sorghum mill, done our cane, and then he went to doing the people's cane on so much. He gets so much
on
of
a
their
share, huh?
yeah, share, and he run that thing all fall.
So they weren't like some of the other sharecroppers you read about that were really super poor then. They just had a few acres.
Well, it was.
There were some places where people sharecropped. They ran it like they did the coal mines.
That's what I'm talking
Where it was like a company store. There was a store in town. That's where you did all your trading, and they keep you so goddamn hard in debt that's all you're ever going to do was sharecrop on that land.
Yeah, so our family wasn't doing that then.
No.
Well, my dad drove. See this Compton's. They had the big. They had a country store there at Wing. Just.
No.
And my dad drove a wagon for him. For this big outfit in the wintertime.
But when he wasn't working the farm, when he wasn't putting in a crop and working the farm, he was doing other things to make money, huh?
Oh yeah.
He didn't just sit around all winter waiting for the snow to thaw, did he?
No. No. Well, you take time you fed your cattle. You done other things. And you had to cut your own wood.
Yeah.
You know, had that crosscut saw.
Yeah.
You spend a day or two, nearly a week, cutting wood for the fireplace or the heater.